Asia Pacific. Among the countries in the Asia Pacific, do you have like data or a trend or a ranking of countries in terms of the sales of alcoholic beverages? Like, where does the Philippines is placed in, or what's the Philippines ranking in terms of sales of alcoholic beverages? Like, do you track that?
You mean like alcohol beverages across all categories, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there is data out there that exists. I think as companies we tend to track our sales, so I don't think I have a full picture of like how that ranks. You know, I know what it is for my company, but I don't know how it is like for across the board.
Across the board.
I would say my understanding is that in Southeast Asia, I think Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia tend to be quite high. I'm not sure if Philippines ranks exactly in the region, but yeah, definitely not the highest. I don't think.
Not the highest. Where do you see Philippines compared to the other?
Actually, even at the WHO level or at our level, what we are monitoring is about the data reporting the change of the harmful consumption of alcohol. So, for example, according to the global alcohol strategy, so we have to achieve an objective to reduce the harmful use of alcohol by 20% by 2030. Reduce alcohol 20% by 2030 compared to the level of 2010. So this is an objective we are going to achieve, and this is the data that we are monitoring.
Yes, Miss Janet.
Yes. I'm very intrigued with what Attorney Romy shared earlier, and I'm curious where PASCO stands if in case it will prosper in the future. If it will prosper in the future, where stricter labels should be put on alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. Like, for example, for alcoholic beverages, like excessive consumption can lead to poor judgment, can contribute to poor judgment, as she mentioned earlier. If you watch the news every day, a big majority will say that they were drunk when they committed those crimes. And even the WHO is cautious on self-regulation because they don't necessarily, they're very risk averse in terms of labeling. Like, for example, they won't use words like it can contribute to cancer, liver disease, you know. But if in case your modern, maybe your upcoming senators and congressmen will be more open-minded in terms of labeling, where will your organization stand? Are you going to support labeling similar to cigarettes for beverages, whether alcoholic or non-alcoholic, in terms of its health effects like cancer, liver disease, obesity, diabetes, among others, and even impaired judgment?
Sa experience po namin kasi, let's say doon sa tobacco, doon sa sigarilyo, nilalagay nila yun doon sa label, di ba?
Yes.
Ganon. But not everybody could buy a whole pack. Tingi-tingi.
Actually, ma'am, wala tayong argument doon. Pero kung sabihin, magkakaroon ng ganitong stand and then hihingi ng posisyon nyo, will you support labeling or not? What will be your position?
Maybe we can support. We are not against naman with our government. Yung kanila pong campaign para dito sa mga client na bibili or customers na bibili po ng mga alcohols. Susunod naman po kami.
Pero pag kayo po, were you in favor or not in favor
I don't
of
think
labeling?
kasi
Actually, napag-usapan po namin yan in our group kung lalagyan ng label.
Okay.
Problema po nila yun.
Pero
Di ba?
normally kasi they
Sa
will
amin.
consult the consumer, they will
Yes,
consult the
yes, ma'am.
industry. So if you will be asked, will you be in favor of labeling or not?
parang sa opinion ko lang po ito, I am not speaking for the whole PASCO.
I mean, I'm asking you to speak for your association. Where do you think your organization
kasi
stand?
hindi pa talaga namin to natatakil kasi ang napag-usapan namin about the labeling yun sa mga noodles na lalagyan ng black label, napag-usapan na namin yun. Pero sa alcohol, wala pa kami napag-usapan na in case na lalagyan. Well, pag yan naman po ipinatupad ng gobyerno, wala naman tayong magagawa, di
Pero
ba?
kayo po, are
Pero
you
support sa'yo,
sa akin lang po, hindi na yan tinitignan basta manginginom. Hindi yan parang it's not that effective yung labeling na sinasabi na Kasi pag talagang gustong uminom, iinom yan. Pero kasi ang stand namin di po ba, sa minor, na dapat hindi sila uminom.
So will the labeling help?
I don't think so. Kasi nga yun po sa sigarilyo, sinasabi ko na nga, parang ganun din yan eh. Nilagyan na ng katakot-takot na label, lahat na ng cancer, nandun, lahat ng gilagid na. Ay, hindi siya ganun, kasi lalo rang binahalan na para lang walang bumili.
Pero bumaba naman po ang consumption po natin doon sa doon.
As per your experience, ba bumaba?
Hindi, ganun pa rin ang bumili, ganun pa rin. Minahalan na, sabi ko nga, ano naman itong mga ano na to, mas nakakabili, ginawa ng 10, nakakabili pa rin.
So I think yun po ang yun po ang I'm curious to
So,
see where you will
sa label,
where you will stand as an organization in the future.
Kasi ang dami po namin, 8,000 membership kami. Kami lang po yung nandito ngayon kasi we represent them. But hindi po namin kayang sagutin lahat na yung opinion nila kasi kailangan po lahat yan, ibababa pa yan namin sa chapter, bababa ng chapter sa mga members nila. So, tsaka pa kami magmi-meeting o ano ba ang stand ninyo pag nilagyan ng label yung mga alak natin.
Pero as per your knowledge, yung
Kung
paglalagay
i-base doon sa sigarilyo ha, wala po, sayang lang yung ginagastos doon, itulong na lang sa ano.
Kaya nga po sabi ko, problema na nila yung mag-label sila. Pero
Ayun po,
kami,
opinion ko ha.
yung sustainability po namin is nandun sa education
Yes.
and training sa aming mga
Just to
Basta
supplement po
not-
Miss Janet's question po, I think po kasi based on studies, labels have a huge impact on enticing po yung mga consumers natin in purchasing a certain product. So, if our target is minors, ang problem po kasi with the packaging po of cigarettes is that although there is mga label na ano, the colors are still there, the flavors are still there, so that's why it's still kind of enticing consumers to purchase it. So I think what Janet is trying to ask is that are you in favor of the regulation in terms of labeling of and yung mga colors kasi in other countries they're just putting a simple like a text or something like that.
Saka di lang po sa alcohol, I'm referring including non-alcohol beverages.
Parang mas gusto ko pa po yung point kanina ni professor sa UP na gawin kwento, ikwento. Huwag nang daanin sa pananakot. Oo, kasi ang tao hindi yan kahit takutin mo yan ganyan. Idaan natin sa kwento. Yung atake natin is gawin natin, pag uminom ka, ganito mangyayari sa'yo, ganyan. Ito po ang kwento ni ganito. Pero yung sa paglalagay ng label, opinion ko lang to parang dagdag gastos lang yan, dagdag papatong na naman sa
Kasi nakikita ko rin kasi di pa sasabihin niya, gaya na sabi niya Attorney kapag sinabi mo na you committed a crime because you were drunk. And you don't know what you're doing, and according to the law, if you don't know what you're doing, then may leniency ka. Pero if the product has a label that says that this product can impair your judgment, so hindi mo na pwedeng gamitin yung alibi na yon because you're consciously aware that you're consuming a product that can impair your judgment.
Paglasing ka na po, wala na pong kwenta yung label na yan.
Okay, pero bago naman siya malasing kahit pa paano, as a consumer, alam na niya. Siyempre, pwedeng magkaroon na
Parang
ng mga
education
paskil.
talaga. Education campaign.
Members of the press po, if you have more questions, please do email it to us. Because our panel, in the interest of time, our panel would have to jump to another meeting. So thank you very much for coming. Just